Imagine you just won $20 million in the lottery. In all your excitement, who do you call and tell first? Who do you call second? Third? Now imagine those three people you called were suddenly not in your life anymore. How would your life be different? The relationships we have with our friends and family can be powerful beyond measure. These relationships are supportive, caring, real, honest, and durable. These people are those we call when we win the lottery and also when we don't get that job we wanted. These are the people we laugh with, cry with, and are sometimes completely silent with. These are the people whose calls we never ignore and those who have greatly impacted our lives in a way that they will never fully understand. If I won $20 million, Erica would be the first person I'd call. I've been dating Erica for 4 years, and the friendship I have with her has grown and changed considerably since we first met in high school. We've grown up together, but currently she goes to Indiana University, which means we only see each other a handful of times a semester. As many of you probably know, staying in touch with high school friends can get increasingly more difficult as your college life develops. My experience with the long distance is different than most people because our friendship has consistently grown. We've had a lot of time to maintain our relationship. We've had to learn how to maintain our relationship despite living 300 miles away from each other. We learned better communication skills and to appreciate the time that we do have together. My relationship with Erica has taught me a lot about the effort it takes to maintain relationships. Friendship is a two-way street that requires each individual to put an effort within the relationship. Last summer, my mom was severely hospitalized while Erica was on a family vacation in Italy. Every day of her vacation, Erica took time to call me, even though she could have been enjoying the vacation with her own family. When she came home from her vacation, Erica came straight to the hospital from the airport. She gave up her time without hesitation to support me and my family. Erica was there for me, but it would be unfair to expect that from her if I was not willing to put forth the same commitment to our friendship. Erica is the first one I'd call, the first one I had read this talk, and the first one I think of when I think of friendship. We've always been told that you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. In my case, I was lucky enough to be born into a family with siblings that became my best friends. My brother Joe and I have a very unique relationship. While he's 2 years younger than me, I have never felt or noticed the age gap. We even joke that our parents see us as one and call us the boys instead of our names. Growing up, I had an automatic best friend. We have always done everything together from playing ping pong, endlessly watching pointless YouTube videos, playing golf, and goofing around. Honestly, it doesn't matter what we do together because we always have a good time. Joe and I are not only sports opponents, but we are also sources of support for each other. We are always there for each other through the good times and the bad, and I can always count on him when I need him. When Joe was in high school, he unfortunately got a letter saying he didn't make the volleyball team that year. Understandably, he was devastated. I immediately told him to grab the letter and come outside. We set the letter on fire and then continued to flush the ashes down the toilet to destroy the evidence. While this story is only a small and very silly gesture of support, we still talk about that today, and I know it helped him when he was in need. Joe's someone I can always count on, and I know he would say the same thing about me, and this is why I would call him second. I once fell into a dark Netflix hole where I watched 4 seasons of How I Met Your Mother in a matter of weeks. The more I watched the show, the more I became envious of the friendship between Marshall and Ted. Moving away to college was an exciting and nerve-wracking time when it came to friends. I didn't have many friends from high school, but would I make friends in college? Would I make friends like Ted did? Marshall and Ted can be their genuine selves around each other. Between them, there is no filter, no judgment, and no hesitation to help the other. While at Loyola, I met my friend Kieran, who is the closest friend to a Marshall that I will ever have. Kieran would be the third friend I would call. My friendship with Kieran has taught me that being your authentic self with someone is important for a successful relationship. We are honest, unfiltered, and genuine when we are with each other, much like Marshall is with Ted. As goofy as it sounds outside of context, one of our favorite things to do together is freestyle rap. Basically, we play some kind of beat and just start rapping about whatever's on our minds. We are horrible, but we enjoy it because we can simply be ourselves around each other. While rapping is fun, Kieran is also one of the only people that I feel like I can talk about anything with. We spend all our time talking about our lives, Loyola, politics, sports, and other friends we have. As my friendship with Kieran has grown, I have also grown as a person. If I won $20 million, I know who I would call, and I know who I would not call. I've been lucky enough to have many great friends in my life, but it has taken bad friendships to fully realize how great my current friends are. My friends constantly challenge me to be a better person, but I've also been in relationships that have been unhealthy. In high school, I made a friend through the golf team. Throughout my freshman and sophomore year, we hung out both inside and outside of golf. During our junior year, he started to make decisions that I didn't want to be making for myself. I felt awkward and pressured because I didn't want to lose a great friend who I had made, but I knew I had to do what was right for me. I'm not going to tell you some big dramatic climax event that ended our friendship, because we didn't really have that. We phased out over time, which was just as difficult for me as a big blow up would have been. I didn't want to lose a friend, especially one of my first from high school, but I made the decision for me, and I think that I grew from that experience. Although I have had bad friendships, I know I have not always been a great friend myself. I challenge you to think about the friendships you are in and what kind of friend you are to them. Why are you friends with your friends? Friendships are not always fun. Sometimes they are hard. Sometimes they fade out prematurely. Friendships require more than a simple give and take. It requires you to be invested in the relationship completely and emotionally. So, I ask the question, who would you call? Who is important enough to make that list of three? And of those three, how many of the healthy relationships will last for the rest of your life? Friendships are dynamic. They change, they grow, and they develop into relationships that are worth all the effort. Making friends requires you to take a leap of faith. It requires you to drop off your best friend's homework for them when they forget to hang out, when they forget to, um, it requires you to drop off your best friend's homework for them when they forget, and to hang out with your best friend and his girlfriend even if you don't like her. It requires you to put aside studying for someone else's needs and to be happy for them when they win the $20 million lottery. Friendships might require us to do things that we don't want to do at times, but none of that matters at the end of the day. I would do anything for my friends because I know that they would do anything for me. You've met people on this retreat, but as you go back to school, you'll be faced with homework, meetings, Netflix, and tests. The relationships you have formed here have the potential to develop into special friendships, but it requires you to make the effort. Whether you have been friends for years or just 2 days, make an effort to catch up, get lunch, or study together so you can continue to grow as friends. Take some time and think about the relationships you are thankful for and those you still need to work on. Strive to be the best friend that you can be, and who knows, maybe one day you'll get a call about a friend who won the lottery.